Unboxing and first impressions. Actually, that's not 100% correct. It's more than first impressions because I have already checked it during a prototype stage when I had the pleasure to review it and play it while it was running on Kickstarter for Steamwatchers. Steamwatchers is a strategy game for 2 to 5 players that lasts around 1 hour and a half, age is 14 and up, and it has a fairly moderate complexity, 3.3 out of 5. It is designed by Mark Lagroy and it is a game published by Mythic Games. We're talking about a fantastic production, but above all, it's a game with a tremendous, interesting and clever gameplay. It belongs to the category of fighting, miniatures and science fiction, and among the many mechanics that it uses, you can find area majority influence, orders with the order counters. We have different scenarios based on scenarios that you can find within the rulebook, and you have different powers for the clans. It's an asymmetric game, which has also simultaneous action selection. So, without further ado, I'm really looking forward to dive into the actual looks of the game and how the final production looks like. I know how the game plays already. I played it many times in a prototype form and I really enjoyed it. So it's one of the games that for those of you who that flew under the radar, I highly recommend that you check it out. But now let's focus on the looks, the visuals and the production of the game. We're going to follow up with a separate how to play video and more material about the game. So the game comes in this big huge box that it's typical for Mythics. They go the extra mile with the productions. They give these huge boxes full of content, and this is not an exception. This is it's become the status, expected status for the games coming from Mythic Games. So this is the size that looks like Joan of Arc, another favorite game. It is linen finish, matte, with a nice cover. I really like the post-apocalyptic ice era that this game deals, and it looks overall great. For those who don't know the theme, Steamwatcher unfolds in a frozen Europe broken by an ice age that followed by brutal water level increase. 2 to 5 players are battling against each other as you play the leader of a nomadic clan. You will struggle over the geothermal resources of Europa in various scenarios, varying from 3 to 6 rounds. At the end of each round of any chosen scenario, the winning clan is the one with the most geothermal resources, which come from steam columns and farms, but the clan can also claim victory before the end of the scenario by acquiring 10 geothermal resources. So, nice with introduction, let's dive into the goodies. So I'm going to put some things aside and bring them back into focus because we have a lot of material to cover. I'm also going to show you the contents of the 3 expansions, by the way. The Spark of Hope, Peace with Wolves, and Fuel for War. But we're going to come back to that in a bit. For the moment, let's return to the core game and the contents of that. Alright, so rulebook. This is a game that has, I would say, a relatively low amount of information that is required for everyone to get to know the game and be able to play it. It has a very moderate and I would say easy learning curve. The rules are very simple. I like the way this rulebook is laid out. I've had the chance to read it electronically and I'm seeing it in a physical printout. You have the components, the game components, you have a huge board map, you have various cards and various tokens that they actual pieces that they stand for algo fuel barrels, either the pure ones or the contraband, and you have the morale cubes as well. But you can see that you have also the steam columns which go stacking on each other, depicting the steam. Steam is something that drives the engine of this game, because in the areas where steam pops out of the surface, people can of course again grow crops, and that's very important if you're talking about a frozen and post-apocalyptic era. So that's really important, and that's the center of conflict, as you would imagine, between the clans. You see different resource markers for the geothermal resource. You see the 7 clan boards. This game plays up to 5, but it includes 7, yeah, more than what you would expect. Clans with different symmetric powers. You have their pieces, ambassador tokens. You have, of course, their bases, the supply markers, how many troops they can supply at the end of the round, and of course the combat dials, not one per box or two per box, but one for each of the clans, the way it should be. You have lots of plastic miniatures, both the base soldiers with different sculpts per clan, as you would see, but also the elite soldiers, and they look gorgeous. I'm looking forward to see those. 7 player aid cards, 1 per faction, so not even 5. Gosh, mythic that is. Okay, 78 buildings, 20 clan beacons, lots of farms and turrets, and lots of different tokens. You also have 10 order tokens per clan for a 70 sum in total. I'm not going to go into the details of how the game plays because we're going to again show it on a different video. You can already see some very detailed instructions on the Kickstarter preview where I explain how the game plays, but we're going to again, it's a pity not to record how to play with this new material because it's absolutely amazing. You have some general concepts, you have different explanation about the different parts of the game, about the territories, areas, what is a heaven, what is a algo fuel, quarantine tokens, what is a bane. Here's the explanation of the clan board, the special abilities, the area to store contraband or pure algo fuel, needed a lot, the special abilities that your clan has, and how many troops you can supply, which of course impacts your expansion. This is a setup, everything explained well. And then we have the game sequence. The game is played between 3 to 6 rounds depending on the scenario, and there are a lot of scenarios as you'll see at the end of the rulebook. Each round is divided into 5 phases. You have the conclave, the order planning, the order activation, the steam subsides, and the whiteout, which is actually an upkeep phase, I would say. Okay, we start with explaining each of the phases. Again, not going into details at this stage. This is just an unboxing. And then the explanation of the order tokens and what you do with the move or defense tokens. A movement example, very useful. And I think there is also a combat example that you can see here, illustrated and well explained. Even though the rules of the game are simple, it has a lot of depth and a lot of things and tactics that you have to take under consideration, in my opinion. I consider it to be a gem on the genre. You see incubation level and the end game. And then you start seeing the victory, the different scenarios, the scenarios which dictates how many rounds. So you can play a 4-round game for a quick setup and execution, and then the details on the different scenarios. With 3 rounds, with 4 rounds. This is an offensive scenarios. A special scenario for 2 players. You've really done some great development here. 5-round scenario, a conquest, an offensive scenario with 5 rounds, a conquest scenario with 4 rounds, and an additional secret objective scenario with 5 rounds. Here we have the clan's descriptions, the special abilities, and what they are good at, summarized at the end of the rulebook, and the remaining 3 scenarios. They're very unique, both visual, both from Sculpt's point of view, but also from abilities and playstyle. And there you have it. They also have a nice player aid at the back. So this is a perfect rulebook in my opinion. Well done here. Now, you wouldn't expect it, but here it is. You have the ice logs. It's a booklet with the lore and the theme of the game, so you can read more about this world we're seeing. And I have to admit, it's a scene and a scenario and an atmosphere that I really gravitate towards it. I wish they use it to make additional games in this universe, because it has so much potential. I mean, it looks very, very nice, and I'm sure that the storybook that it has here will help give a more atmosphere and build more the scene. Okay, we have this bunch of punch boards, and I believe we have also the board in there. For those of you who haven't seen any of the Mythic Games products, they have top-notch quality. They have linen finish, huge boards with a nice print. By the way, what you can see at the background is a playmat. This is a stitched playmat that really is amazing. So you can see this is the board. Let me show you also the board so you can compare the sizes. The board is huge. It's not needed for the game, but it's such a nice luxury, this playmat, and it has the colors depicted amazingly, and everything looks gorgeous in my opinion. So you see, it's a huge board, by the way, which I also like. Looks very, very nice, but look at how vivid and how much more alive the neoprene playmat is. In any case, if you don't get a neomat, I just created a new word. The board is really satisfactory. Thick board, stays flat, matte linen finish, excellent quality. I'm sure about that, and I was sure about that because that's the same in all of their latest games. They're using excellent material, and the production is superb. I think you would agree with me on that. But anyway, I think for the moment I would like to leave it folded, because since we got the playmat, I mean, you can put it here and you can have a direct comparison on how they look like playmat versus the actual board. Okay, going back to the punch boards. We have the stickers, and we have 4 punch boards, which again are from thick cardstock, as you can see. Linen finish, great quality. By the way, look at those combat dials. They look, and you have one for each of the clans. How cool is that? It's personalized with the graphics of each clan, so not only you have enough if you play a 5-player game, but you can pick the matching one depending on which clan you're playing. I mean, how cool is that? Really excellent stuff. I know sometimes we are harsh on companies because we want this and that, but I really struggle to find something that I think as an opportunity missed with the productions of Mythic games, and I believe most of the people who are fan of the games would agree with me. Those who haven't, I really invite you to check out their games, because they are really both interesting gameplay wise, but also they are setting the bar high for the industry overall with both content and quality. Okay, so there you have the various tokens. I'm not going to unpunch everything, I just unpunched some. So these are the ambassador tokens, just to show you that they punch out easily from the punch board. Linen finish, thick cardboard, flat, ticks all the boxes in my checkbook, my notebook. Yeah, great stuff. Okay, so setting this aside, there are more, because you have more clans, and you need to have order tokens for each of the clan, color coded, so together with their combat dial, and together with some generic tokens and special orders as well. Nice colors, nice graphics, overall excellent. I mean, look at that. They even printed out on the blank the way to put together the dials. Not that they had to, but why to waste this opportunity of this space, because you're going to throw it without giving some useful information to your customers. Well done, Mythic Games, once again. So this looks nice as well. I set it close to the board when we start playing. Okay. And these are the remaining of the tokens. This is a token that we use to overlay, depending if we play with 2 players, on the conclave slot here. Conclave / title slot, where people choose their roles, or put it at the end of these 2 tracks in order to extend it by one more level if we're playing with 5 players. And that's really nice. Now, okay, so going to the player board clans. Let's see how they look. So these are huge boards, They're very thick and they're dual layered, recessed, with slots for algo fuel, for contraband, for Bane, for supply tokens, and for special orders. How cool is that? I mean, really. Ooh, what's that? Totally unexpected. It has on the back, for each of the clan, personalized again with the colors of each of the clans, the contents that you find in terms of tokens and materials. So really speechless here. Not even it's not blank, not even it's just you know, single color or whatever. It has some useful piece of information at the back. So you take it, you see what your clan has to acquire from all the components of the game, and then collect it, and then you flip it and you're ready to go. Now I'm just going to show you quickly the back of the clan, each clan. The colors are very different, the units are very different, and they feel also different because they have different special abilities. Remember, you have 7, more than what you need, goes all the way up to 5, and the game offers 7 for variety. And what's important here is you can see, besides the useful information and the recessed slots for keeping track of everything, you can find the special reminder of the special abilities of your elite soldiers. They have 2 strength instead of 1, but also this is the base soldier, this is the elite soldier. It's different sculpts both for the base and the elite for each of the clans, but here it's a reminder of your ability, and there is also the clan ability next to the beacon of each clan. This is a general ability for the clan, and it's different for each of the clans. So quickly I'm going to show you the different clans just to get an idea. They look extremely different, and they play different. They have different abilities, as I mentioned, both for the elite soldiers and for the clan ability itself. These are the Rhinestam. I would be playing those. I love green for my first sessions with this box. And the Free Fleet with their own abilities and the different own special units. You see the Catabasians, the Hegleimer Apostles, and you have the Western Alliance as the last but not least. Okay, lots and lots of stuff here. Okay, put it to the side. Now going into the main box. So we have inserts for each of the clans that you can use them, and everything comes in with a lid and with baggies, so you can use them to save everything in their own slots, ready to play. And also there is a slot for the counters, as you can see, but also for the combat dial. How cool is that? Yeah. Okay, so basically, let's say that this is for the Ron conglomerate, okay, the purple one. I think that you can put here, from that clan, all the information that you need and all the tokens. For example, these are the order tokens. You can see from the back they show the different type of orders, move, defense, etc. Okay, yeah, for that clan. And then you can gather those and keep everything in their space here in the slot, and do the same for the remaining of the tokens for the clan. So let's say we take also those, put them here, there, and there. And the next thing that you can also save in the insert. First I need to assemble it, but now for the sake of demonstration I'll show you. Once you have this and the ambassador token as well, you'll put it here. You're going to assemble this and save it in the slot, so you have everything there. Now let's have a closer look on the minis. I think at some point I'm going to do a 3D spinning for those. These are the elite soldiers. Wow. And these are the beacons. The beacons not only look cool, but they also have the ability that if you leave an area with all your troops, you can leave a beacon behind so that it's still under your control and gives you the benefits of the region. So I'm going to put it aside for the moment. And then we have three elite units. Look how cool they look on the board, by the way. And then I'm going to just show you the sculpts for the remaining of the units. Okay, I'm not going to be showing you up close the beacons because you'll see that they are the same sculpt but a different color, so nothing more for you to see. But elite units and the soldiers have different sculpts. And look at that. How cool is that? Great, great stuff. These are the base soldiers. And again, the tokens. So just I'm going to move those aside and continue with the rest of the clans quickly because there are 7. And I like the way everything fits in the box and within special compartments, so you can save everything nice and easy with no problem. So elite soldiers. Base soldiers. And tokens. Next. Maybe it would have been a good idea to keep also the player board in there, but anyway, I'm not complaining. These look cool, really cool as well. Great stuff. To be honest, I can't wait to throw those on the table and start playing the game again with this final production, because it's been a while, almost a year since we played it with a prototype, many times, but now we want to really play it with these gorgeous components again and again. And of course you have also the different expansions that we haven't even touched yet, which I know from all the description and from Sam's info and everything, they bring so much more variety to an already rich game, in my opinion. They have 4 beacons, gosh. Yeah, but they do have 3 elite soldiers, this clan. You see, even from components point of view, they are not similar. How cool is that? It looks like a futuristic snowmobile or something. Gosh, excellent. Wow. I'm just putting everything aside so we can move quickly through the rest, but this is the 6th clan, the Rhine. Look at their elite soldiers. Wow. dare I say, Mad Max in Ice Age or something. How cool is that? And the base soldiers as well. You can have player elimination in this game, but it's not to your advantage to focus on eliminating another player, because you're going to lose opportunities to get a GO, which is needed for winning most of the games, scenarios, but not exclusively. Okay. And the last one. Okay, look at that. I need to show you. Look at what they have done at the bottom. Inserts, in order to avoid them being torn or being destroyed due to transportation. Oh no, you don't see stuff like that usually in the industry, and they need to be highlighted, in my opinion. Wow, 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 gosh. But they do also have, this clan does also have this 3 special farms, the toxic farms, that are based on their ability and their differentiation from the rest of the clans. These are only unique for them. Yeah, good. And then we have the base soldiers as well. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. Okay, they can go here or here, and they can go here. We've seen all of the clans in a nutshell. Now let's focus on seeing. No, this is from the other one. Okay, let's see the rest of the components. We have so many leads. This is amazing. Okay, steam columns. Going to come back to those in a bit. Algo fuel. This is a pure algo fuel that you can use in the game. Looks very nice, this algo fuel barrel. Then we have the turrets, I believe, here. Yeah. Look at that. Let me also put here the contraband algo fuel, so we have everything. And then these are the pegs for the dials. Okay, cool. And look at that. These are the turrets. Really, really nailed it. They look amazing. Amazing. And these are the steam columns that you can have on a different levels. So for example, you can have one on top of the next and then one on top of the other. And then, for example, this can go all the way up to 5 levels. This is a 3-level steam column. And it's a wonderful component, to be honest, because it looks very, very different from just having a cylinder or a block of cylinders. They look like bubbles. And steam should look more something different than cylinder or cubes or whatever. So, well done. Really. And here, oh wait, here we have the top of the steam. So again, I have to stand corrected, because if you have a 2-level, then the top one would be like that. Ooh, look at that. It's even better. Let's make a multi-level with a top. Okay, look at that, really. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Amazing development here. I'm loving it. Awesome, awesome. Okay, the morale cubes that we have here, some translucent vivid cubes. And then I have a pile of inserts and baggies over there. And then we have the farms that I love that they went with white on this one, because they really match the scenery, the colors of the board and everything. They look gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. And then of course we have the deck of cards with all the cards of the game. I'm just quickly going to go through showing you some how they look. And then you can see that we have player aids, for example, one for each of the clans. That's really nice. And then we have the scenario, 2 scenario cards with special rules. And then we have the main deck. The art is very nice as well here. That's why I really wish that they make more games in this universe. It looks gorgeous in my opinion, with a lot of nice graphics, but it's very, very immersive if you ask me. Looks gorgeous. Another scenario card here for a total of 3 scenario cards in the game. Okay. And then we have this big deck which has the level of Steam columns, the highlighted area, and if it's part of a setup card, it has also a number. Let me find, yeah, this is part of the 6 setup card, etc. So, okay, this is driving the core of the game. And then these are the deployment cards, yeah, that you can select with drafting. Okay, so good, excellent work here in all aspects. I'm just going to maybe leave that there because I want to move into the expansions. Okay, we have 3 expansions, as I mentioned. We have the Fuel for War. Let's crack this open. So Fuel for War comes with its own rule set. We do not recommend combining the various expansions until you are familiar with each of them separately. I totally agree. The extra leader miniatures, you get the leaders, you have 61 gear cards, 6 Archon cards, 12 strength tokens and a strength track. Even from the components you can see that this changes a lot the gameplay, so really looking forward to also play those, because I only played the core game when I was reviewing the game for the Kickstarter. These are the leaders, and not only they are large, they are also very, very different, and they look extremely nice, may I say. Okay. I think there's plenty of room in the core box, and I may try to squeeze everything in the core box to save space. Not that it's needed, it's if you're like me, struggling from space on your library. Okay, these are really nice minis. Leader minis. I like with the fact that they went with like a statue type of, not on a pedestal, and not a full mini, because it will make the details less for this size. Great choice. Okay, strength tokens and the strength track, linen finish like the rest of the material. Not much to say here. This is the strength track. And I'm already intrigued on how this is changing the game. Okay, here we have also, besides the Archon cards, we have gear cards, which is new. So you can see the leaders, different abilities. Like if it wasn't enough that you have extremely different clans, you can even make them more different, feel more different with the leader abilities. And these are the gears of the leaders, and I think these are the Archon cards. Yeah, cool. So putting that aside for the moment, and then let's move to the next one. This is Peace with Wolves. Did I mention I love the art in this game? Okay, rule set. We have 7 vassal clan cards, 21 diplomacy, we get diplomacy in this module, 21 treaty tokens, and 14 tech support miniature bases. And some more Archon and deployment cards. Okay, the rules explained. We have also bases for the minis. We have the diplomacy tokens, treaty tokens as they're called, 3 from each of the clans. So you see, that's what I mean. You would guess that this looks a bit empty, but then when you start adding the rest of the components in there from each of the expansions, I think that's why they made it a bit more spacious, and I now come to say thank you for that, because you can put everything in the same tray depending on your clan. So this is gorgeous. Okay, and then we have the cards. Okay, I'm really happy they did right with the production. I didn't have a doubt, but it's good to be verified, because the game is awesome. Look at the Archon cards, and then you see the new diplomacy cards. With the extra information they provide and the abilities. Okay. And then this is the vassal cards for each of the clans, and 3 more deployment cards for more variability for the setup, that is. Okay, cool. And last but not least, we have the more heavy out of the 3 expansions, which is Spark of Hope. So let's crack this baby open. Rules. We have 21 trucks, hey, 5 caravan boards, 6 numbered Archon cards, 26 skill kits, and all this info. Also we have lots of material in there. The caravans, they look great. Add a lot of different gameplay. The core game is rich itself, but if one goes for the all-in gameplay and gets all this additional material for the expansions, I mean, these are endless possibilities. I mean, and I'm happy. I'm happy for it, as you can imagine. Okay, cards, trucks. Again, you can see that. For example, you can take the 3 portion of your caravan, and you can see again that this is a different sculpt with different compartments. So how cool is that, really? Suppose this is in the front line. looks like Snowpiercer, and this goes somewhere like that. Awesome, totally awesome. And of course you have for each of the clans their own caravan pieces. You see, this is a satellite dish here, fuel on the side, truck, tires, you name it. Awesome. So now you can understand that if everything again goes in the tray, you need this extra space for sure. Okay, and let's see these punch boards. We also have some more cards here. Icebreaker, cracks in the ice, into the crater, colonizing expedition, the devour, and the blizzard. Yay. And then we have these punch boards. First of all, you have the caravan board for each of those. Really, really nice. Yeah. Awesome. And then we have these tiles. Experimental greenhouse. And heavy carrier. Biomass generator. I suppose you parameterize your caravan with different amphibious modules, different type of compartments that do sensor array. Recycling station. Oh my god, this looks awesome. EMP fields. They describe the ability as well. Combat simulator. Magnetic canyons. What's that? Recycling station. And this is thick cardboard. Okay, I think I'm gravitated to trying. I loved all three of the expansions, but this looks amazing. I think this is the first one that I'm going to throw into the mix with the game, because it looks extremely interesting to make your own caravan and make it different from the rest of the clans and use it to your advantage. And also, not to mention, have it on the board, running together with the rest of your troops and your soldiers and everything. Look at that. How awesome is that? Yeah, and you see, this goes like that, I suppose. You have the sonar here, and I would put this in the front line, to be honest, somehow like that. Okay, cool. Having more fun than I should in this unboxing. So many thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this full gameplay unboxing with everything that there is in the game. Everything looks amazing. All the components are above my expectations, and they were already high, as you know. So looking forward to give this one a try. We're going to come back with how to play video and more material to release about Steamwatchers. So stay tuned.